On this episode of At the D Spot, we're making my easy and delicious chocolate lover's dream cake. Let's go. For the full list of ingredients, be sure to check the description box below. We all should have a really good chocolate cake recipe up our sleeve, and I've got one for you today that is excellent. This chocolate cake that we're gonna make is a box cake, but we're gonna add a few enhancements to it. They're gonna make it taste homemade. It's gonna be delicious, rich, and we are gonna love it. In our mixing bowl, we're gonna add our 1 box of chocolate cake mix. I'm using a German chocolate cake because it's gonna have a little bit milder chocolate flavor because we're gonna have a really rich ganache frosting. Next, we add 3 eggs, half a cup of vegetable oil. In a smaller mixing bowl, we have 1.25 cups of water, to which we're gonna add 1 envelope of instant coffee. Next, we're adding our vanilla. Then we're gonna add just a dash of cinnamon. Now we whisk this together. Now we add our water mixture to the cake mix. Now we're gonna mix our cake batter for about 1 minute. We have our 2 9-inch cake pans that we're going to spray down with non-stick spray before we add our cake batter. So we popped our cake into the oven at 325 degrees for about 30 minutes. Now it's time for us to make our rich and chocolatey ganache frosting. We have our saucepan on medium heat. We're gonna add 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream. We just wanna heat up our heavy whipping cream until there's little bubbles forming around the edge. We don't wanna scorch it or make it boil. Now we're gonna add our whipping cream to our mixing bowl. And you just want it warm enough to melt the chocolate. Now we add our chocolate chips. Just mix our chocolate around. That's perfect. One of my hacks to cut some of the richness is just to add about 1/2 cup of sour cream, and we're going to add a little bit of vanilla. Give this a whisk. Now I just add a little bit of plastic wrap to the ganache. We're going to let it set for about 1 hour to 1.5 hours. So our milk chocolate ganache frosting was hanging out in the fridge for about 1.5 hours, and now we're gonna mix it in our mixer and kind of thicken it up a little bit before we frost our cake. So now we're gonna add our first layer of cake. A good amount of our milky chocolate ganache. our second layer on top. So we frosted our milk chocolate dream cake. I popped it in the fridge for a few minutes and we're gonna taste it when my company gets here. Okay, everyone, we are back. Our milk chocolate ganache cake is done, and I'm so excited to try it. Oh my goodness, this is so good. The chocolate cake is light and fluffy. The ganache is so delicious. It's nice and sweet and rich, not too sweet. That sour cream that we put in there kind of toned down some of the sweetness of those milk chocolate chips, but it's still coming through. But it's coming through where you can have a substantial amount of it and not get tired of it. That's what I like to do. I like to have a lot of balance in the food that I make. Let's give it one more bite with the side here with the walnuts. Look at that. This is a chocolate cake that you need to try. Everyone needs to have a good chocolate cake in their cooking arsenal. I promise you, if you try this, you and whoever you make it for is gonna absolutely love it. Thank you for tuning into this episode of At the D Spot. I'm Danny, and remember, be good to one another. We're all connected. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Milk chocolate lover's dream.